microphones here. Okay, well, hello everybody. As she said, I'm Judge Laura Mack. I'm the district judge in the city of Wayne, which is just to the east of Canton, actually. I've been a district judge for 14 years, and during that time, I have come across addiction on a daily basis. It's one of the saddest things that I have to deal with as a district judge. But when I look back over my own life, I just, there was a couple pivotal things that happened that brought me to where I am today. And I'm sad to say that one of those was the murder of my ex-husband. We were divorced. We had been divorced for 5 years. He had become addicted to cocaine. This was quite a long time ago, but he was murdered by a drug dealer, and my son, my 11-year-old son, who was also his son, found the body. And it was just a terrible, devastating thing. My reaction to that was I decided to go to law school, believe it or not. So I guess I'm here to tell you that out of tragedy and out of pain and out of all of this, there can be some positive things that come. And I actually think about my ex-husband many times when I'm on the bench, when I have people in front of me who are struggling and I don't know what to do. Putting them in jail isn't the right answer, and I heard the law enforcement officers say the same thing. It's a revolving door. You lock them up, they don't get treatment, they come back out, and they overdose. You know, now you've got that problem with people coming out of jail and their tolerance dropping, and so you know that they're going to use. And the problem, one of the problems, is we don't have enough resources. There aren't enough rehab facilities. You know, you try to call Pioneer to get authorization for somebody, and they don't call you back, and you have to call 10 times. So it's a broken system. It definitely is a broken system. I don't have the answers, but I'm working every day to try to find some answers and to try to help the people who I see are struggling with addiction. I feel like it's my purpose in life, actually, because of what happened to me and because of what has happened to many of you, losing somebody that's so close to you. And my son has never really recovered. He's a productive member of society. He didn't get into drugs, but he still has a lot of anger. And so I know that all of you have the anger, the frustration. One thing that I did as a judge that has been a very positive thing was in 2013 I decided to start a mental health treatment court. And the goal of this program is to get people out of jail and into treatment. It was a little bit surprising to me that over 80% of the people that have a mental illness who are in the criminal justice system have a substance use disorder as well. They go together in the criminal justice system. And you need to treat both, really. At least in my line of work, it's important to try to treat them both. And I do have some people here who are participants in my mental health court. Tim Tout is our peer recovery specialist, the best peer recovery in the world, and he is here tonight. I'm very grateful to him. I'm very grateful to everybody at the 29th District Court for the work that we've been able to do as part of that program. And I also want to thank FAN. I became a board member when this chapter opened, and it's just been such a phenomenal organization. I have never seen, and I think one of the speakers mentioned it, the coming together of all these different people, disciplines, to support the families, support the people in active addiction, people in recovery, and people who have lost someone. I mean, it's just a fantastic organization. They do fantastic work. We have been incredibly busy in the little over the year that I've been on the board. The board meetings are phenomenal to me. Lauren Rousseau is just an absolutely dynamic person. She runs those meetings like a sergeant, but she is so good and so excellent at what she does. she's going away for a while, and we're going to miss her terribly, but she really has inspired me to become more involved. She asked me to join, and she asked me to be on the larger board when I started off on the advisory board. It's just been a real eye-opener to me, and it's something that I feel very passionately about. But, you know, I started to notice the increase in opioid addiction. I had been on the bench probably 4 or 5 years, and I would have 1 or 2 heroin addicts a month maybe that came in front of me that admitted that they had a problem. And then I started seeing them like once a week and a couple times a week. It was just extremely obvious that we were in the midst of an opioid epidemic, but nobody was talking about it. I mean, it was secret. Nobody wanted to admit it. And part of it is the stigma. I'm hoping that the stigma is changing, that the stigma is going away for brain diseases like addiction, because it is a brain disease. Addiction is a brain disease. And I saw it with my ex-husband's family. They refused to acknowledge that he had a problem when I divorced him. They didn't want to believe it. And it was pretty hard to believe, but it took his life, as it's taken so many other people's lives. So I'm hoping that the trend goes down. I haven't seen it slow down. But the more tools we have, the more organizations there are like this that are promoting programs like Hope Not Handcuffs, I think that that's hope for the future. So, and I would encourage all of you, if you have a loved one in the criminal justice system, and I mean, I am always willing to talk to the families. If you come to court with your person, your son, your daughter, your grandchild, and you know, be an advocate for them. Show up. Show the judge that this person has support in the community. That's a big factor in setting bond, in setting probation conditions. If somebody has support in the community, I feel much better about releasing the person to the family. So I would encourage all of you. I know it's hard to know, but at least in my courtroom, if you're in Wayne, feel free to come to court and talk to me about the problem. That's all I have to say. I just wanted to conclude, say to everyone here who has lost a loved one due to this horrible, deadly brain disease, I feel your pain and I grieve with you. I would urge you to reach out and become involved somehow in this struggle. Turn your grief, your anger, your frustration into something positive. I did, and it has made all the difference to me. And we all need to find our higher purpose to be complete as a human being. And the people in FAN have found theirs. Good luck to everyone, and God bless you.